Good evening. This is the Man in Black. I am called the Man in Black because I have an aversion for light. I am here in the studio tonight. What are you doing? Did the light you fool? Imbeciles. Excuse me. Where was I? Oh, yes. Tonight, I'm here to introduce you to a movie written by a woman who has seen into the darkest side of human weakness. The hateful, the mean, thoughtless that leads to murder. Tonight from San Diego, we present a compelling actress we discovered in the dark and daring eucalyptus grove of Rancho Santa Fe. Miss Ruth Godwin appears in a story of terror written by Lucille Fletcher called Sorry, Wrong Number, about a woman who is caught in an unfortunate predicament involving the telephone company and the police. This movie is not for the squeamish. See at your own risk.
Operator, I've been trying to call Murray Hill 40098 for the last half hour, but it's been busy. I don't see how it could be possibly be busy that long. Can you try that number for me, please?
Hello? I'll be glad to try it for you. One moment, please.
I don't see how it could be busy all the time. It's my husband's office, and I'm all alone here in the house. My health is very poor, and I've been feeling so nervous all day.
Ringing right here for 0098. Hello?
Is
Hello?
Mr. Stephens
Hello?
there?
Hello?
Hello, George?
Yes, this is George speaking.
I'm here with our client.
Hello?
He says the coast is clear for tonight.
Who's this?
Where are you now?
What number am I calling, please?
In the phone booth. Don't worry, everything's gonna be okay.
Very well. You know the address. At 11 o'clock, the private patrolman goes around the corner to 2nd Avenue for beer. Be sure all the lights downstairs are up. There should be only one light visible from the street. At 11:15, a train crosses the bridge. It makes a noise in case a window is open, and she should scream.
Hello?
Okay,
What number is this,
I
please?
understand.
Make it quick, as little blood as possible. Our client does not wish to make her suffer. You'll use a knife.
Yes, knife. It will be okay.
And, do you remember the other detail? Our client wishes it to look like a simple robbery.
Yeah, I know. Remove the rings and the bracelet and jewelry in the bureau drawer. Don't worry, everything's gonna be okay.
How awful. Operator!
Your number, please.
Operator!
Sorry,
I've just been
what
cut
number
off.
are you calling?
Well, operator, I was supposed to be calling Murray Hill 40098, but it wasn't. Some wires must have got crossed. I was caught into a wrong number, and I just heard the most dreadful things. Something about a murder,
I
and
beg your
operator,
pardon?
you simply
May I help
have to
you?
retrace the call at once. I know it was a wrong number, and I had no business listening. But these two men, they were cold-blooded friends, and they are going to murder somebody. It was a poor innocent woman who was all alone in a house near a bridge, and we've got to stop them. We just got to.
What number are you calling?
Forget what number I was calling. This was a wrong number and you dial it. And we've got to find out where it was. Immediately.
What number did you call?
Oh, why are you so stupid? Do you mean to tell me that you can't find out what number was just now?
I'll connect you to the SIF operator.
I think it's perfectly shameful. Now, look, it was obviously a case of some little slip of the finger. I told you to try Murray Hill 40098. For me, you dial it, but your finger must have slipped, and I was connected with some other number, and I could hear them, but they couldn't hear me. Now, I simply failed to see why you couldn't make that same mistake again. On purpose. Why couldn't you try to dial Murray Hill 40098 in the same careless way?
Murray Hill 40098. I will try to get it for you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Murray Hill 40998 is busy.
Operator!
Your
Operator!
call, please. I'm sorry. What number are you calling?
Can you for once forget what number I'm calling and do something for me? No, I want to trace that call. It's my civic duty and it's your civic duty to trace that call and apprehend those dangerous killers if you want.
I will connect you with the SIF operator.
Please! Talk can make anyone understand.
This is the chief operator.
Oh, Shiva Raider, I want you to trace a call, a telephone call, immediately. I don't know where it came from or who was making it, but it's absolutely necessary that it be tracked down because it was about a murder that someone's planning. A terrible cold-blooded murder and of a poor innocent woman. Tonight,
I
11:15.
see.
Can you trace it for me? Can you track down those men?
Well, I'm not certain. It depends.
It depends on what.
It depends on whether the call is still going on. If it's a live call, we can trace it on the equipment. If it's been disconnected, we can.
Disconnected?
If the parties have stopped talking to each other. Well, I could try tracing it. May I have your name, please?
Mrs. Stephenson. Mrs. Albert Stephenson.
And your telephone number, please.
But listen. Plaza 32098. But if you go on wasting all this time,
Why do you want this call traced?
why? For heaven's sake! I overheard two men sounded like killers. They're dangerous. They're going to murder this woman at 11:15 tonight. It's a matter for the police.
Have you reported this to the police?
Well, no, not yet.
You want this call checked purely as a private individual?
Yes, but meanwhile,
I'm sorry, Mr. Stevenson, but I'm afraid we couldn't make this check for you and trace the call. Just on your say so as a private individual.
We have to have something more official.
For heaven's sake. You mean to tell me that I can't report there's going to be a murder without getting tied up in all this red tape? Hi, it's perfectly idiotic. Alright then, I'll call the police.
Thank you. I'm sure that will be the best way to deal with.
Ridiculous. Never heard that nonsense.
Your call, please.
Police department. Get me police department, please.
Thank you. Ringing the police department.
Oh, can you ring then direct?
Oh. Police Station 43, Sergeant Martin speaking.
Police department? This is Miss Stephenson. Mrs. Albert Smith Stephenson of 5353 North Southern Place. I'm calling to report a murder. I mean, the murder hasn't been committed yet. I just overheard plans for it over the telephone, over a wrong number that the operator gave me. I've been trying to trace down the call myself, but everybody's so stupid, I guess. In the end, you're the only person that can do anything.
Yes, ma'am.
It was a perfectly defined murder. I hit the plans distinctly. Two men were talking, and they're planning to murder some woman at 11:15 tonight. She lived in a house near the bridge,
Oh, yes, ma'am.
and there was a private patrolman on the street. He was going to go round for a beer on the Second Avenue, and there was a third man, a client, who was paying to have this poor woman murdered. They were going to take her rings and her bracelet and use a knife. Well, it's unnerved me dreadfully, and I'm not well.
Yes, I see. When was all this, ma'am?
About 8 minutes ago. Oh, then you can do something. You do understand.
What's your name, ma'am?
Mrs. Stephenson. Mrs. Albert Stephenson.
And your address?
5353 North Sutton Place. That's near a bridge. The Queensbridge Bridge, and we have a private patrolman on our street. And Second Avenue is
What was that number you were calling?
Murray Hill 40098. But that wasn't the number I overheard. I mean, Murray Hill 40098 is my husband's office. He's working late tonight, and I was trying to reach him to ask him to come home.
Yes.
I am an invalid, and it's the maid's night off. And I hate to be alone, even though he says,
Yeah, well,
as long as I have the telephone here right beside me, right beside my bed.
we'll consider it. Miss Stephenson, and see if we can check with the telephone company.
The telephone company said that they couldn't reach the call. The parties have stopped talking. I've already taken care of that.
Oh, you have.
Yes, and personally, I feel you ought to do something more immediate and drastic than just check the call. What good does checking the call do if they stop talking? By the time you track it down, they'll have already committed this murder.
Yeah, well, we'll take care of it. Don't you worry.
I said whole things. The calls for search. Complete and true search for the whole city. I'm very near the bridge. I'm not very far from the Second Avenue, and I know I'd feel a whole lot better if you sent around a radio card to this neighborhood at once.
What makes you think the murder is going to be committed in your neighborhood, ma'am?
Well, I, I don't know. Only the coincidence is so horrible. Second Avenue, the patrolman, the bridge.
Yeah, well, Second Avenue, is a very long street, man. You know how many bridges there are in the city? Not to mention Brooklyn and the Bronx and Queens.
I know all that.
It isn't some little house on Staten Island on some little Second Avenue. You never heard about? How'd you know they're even talking about New York as well?
But I hated to call on the New York dialing system.
Well, baby, it was a long distance call you offered.
No!
You know, telephones are funny things. Now look, why don't you look at it this way? Supposing you hadn't broken into that telephone call. Supposing you got your husband the way you always do. You wouldn't be so upset, would you?
I, well, I suppose not, but it sounds so inhuman, so cold-blooded.
Well, a lot of murders are plots in the city every day now. We managed to prevent almost all of them. But a cloth this kind is a virtue. It is much more use to us than no clue at all.
But surely you can.
Unless, of course, you have some reason for thinking this call was funny, and somebody was planning to murder you.
Me? Of course not. I hardly think so. I mean, why should anybody? I'm all alone all day and night. I see nobody except my maid, Eloise. She's a big 200-pounder. She's too lazy to bring up my breakfast tray, and the only other person is my husband, Albert. He's crazy about me. He adores me. He waits on my hand and foot and has secretly left my side since I took sick 12 years ago.
Well, then there's nothing for you to worry about. Just leave the rest to us. We'll take care of this.
Well, what will you do? It's so late. It's nearly 11 now.
We'll take care of it, lady.
Well, will you? Broadcast it all over the city and send out squads and on your radio cars to watch out, especially in suspicious neighborhood like mine.
Lady, I said we'll take care of it. Now, I've got a couple more things to do. So, good night. Thank you.
You imbecile! Why did I hang up the phone like that? No, oh, he's gonna think I'm a fool. Why doesn't Albert come home? Why doesn't he?
Your call, please.
Operator, for heaven's sake, will you ring that Murray Hill 40098 number again? I can't think what's keeping him so long.
I will try it for you. Sorry, Mora Hill 40098 is busy. I will try.
I can hear it. You don't have to tell me. I know it's busy. If I could only get out from this bed for a little while. If I could get a breath out of the fresh air. Or just lean out the window and see the street. Hello? Albert? Hello? Albert? Hello? Hello? Albert? What's the matter with this phone? Hello? Albert? Albert? Oh, oh, what is this? Hello? What is this? What is this? Who is trying to call me? What are you trying to do to me?
Your call, please.
Hello? Operator? I don't know what's the matter with this telephone tonight, but it's positively driving me crazy. I've never seen such inefficient serval surface. Now, look how many rounds, and I'm very nervous, and I'm not supposed to be annoyed, but if this keep on much longer,
What seems to be the trouble?
well, everything is wrong. I haven't had one bit of satisfaction out of one call I made this evening. The whole world could be murdered for all you people care, and now my phone keep ringing and ringing and ringing every 5 seconds. Or so, and when I'm picking it up, there's no one's there.
I'm sorry. If you will hang up, I will test it for you.
I don't want you to test it for me. I want you to put that call, whatever it is, at once.
I'm afraid I cannot do that.
You can't? And why? Why, may I ask?
The dial system is automatic. If someone is trying to dial your number, there is no way to check whether the call is coming through the system or not. Unless the person who is trying to reach you complains to his particular operator.
Well, of all this stupid, and meanwhile, I've got to sit here in my bed, suffering every time that the phone rings, imagining everything.
I will try to check the trouble for you, ma'am.
Check it! Check it! What's the use of talking to you? You're so stupid. How dare she speak to me like that? Operator!
Your call, please.
Young woman, I don't know your name, but there are ways of finding you out. And I'm going to report you to your superiors for the most unpardonable rudeness and insolence that's ever been my privilege. Give me the business office at once.
You may dial that number direct.
Tell it, direct. I'll do not such things. I don't even know what's the number.
The number is in the directory, or you may secure it by dialing in for.
Listen here. You. What's the use? For heaven's sake. It's driving me crazy. Hello? Hello? Stop ringing me. Do you hear me? Answer me. Who is it? Do you realize you're driving me crazy? Who's calling me? What are you doing it for? No, stop it, please. Please stop it. Stop it. I say stop it. Stop ringing. Please lose my mind. I'm going to call the police. Do you hear me? Hello? Hello? It would only come home. Let it ring. Let it ring. I won't answer it. I won't answer it at this time. If it's going on ringing all night, I won't answer it. I won't answer it. Where is she? Why doesn't she answer?
Your call, please.
Where were you just now? Why didn't you answer? Give me the police department, please. Please.
I'm sorry, the line is busy. I will call you when.
Busy? That's impossible. The police department can't be busy. There must be another lines available. There must be.
The line is busy. I will try to get them for you later.
No, no. I've got to speak to them now. No, please. It may be too late, but I've got to talk to someone.
What number do you wish to speak to?
I don't know, but there must be someone to protect people besides the police department. A detective agency or maybe something, please. I don't
You will find agencies listed in the classified directory.
have a classified of it. I'm too nervous to look it up. I don't know where to use the book.
I will connect you with information. Perhaps she will be able to help you.
No, no! You're being spiteful. You're being spiteful, aren't you? You don't care what happened to me. I can die and you won't care. Oh, stop it! Don't stop it! I can't stand it anymore.
Hello, is this Plaza 32099?
Yes, this is Plaza 320. 32089.
This is Mr. O'Neill. I have a telegram here for Mrs. Albert Stevenson. Is there anyone there to receive the message?
I'm Mrs. Stephenson.
The telegram is as follows. Mrs. Albert Stevenson, 53 North 7th Place, New York, New York. Darling, terribly sorry. Tried to get you 4 last hour but line busy. Leaving for Boston 11 p.m. tonight on urgent business. Back tomorrow afternoon. Keep happy. Love, signed, Albert. Do you wish us to deliver a copy of the message?
No. No, thank you.
Thank you, madam. Good night.
Good night. No. No. I don't believe it. He couldn't do it. Nobody knows I'll be here all alone. It's some trick. Some trick. I know it.
Your number, please.
Operator, trace that number, please. Murray Hill 40098 for me. Just one more, please.
You may dial that number direct.
498. Oh, you're gone. Oh, you're you. I can stay alone tonight. If I'm alone, one more second, I'll go mad. I don't care what he says or what his parents is. I'm a sick woman. I'm entitled to some contradiction.
This is information. May I help you?
I want the telephone number of Hensley Hospital.
Hensley Hospital. Do you have the street address?
No, it's somewhere in the 70s. It's a very small, private and exclusive hospital where I had my appendix out. Like two years ago. Hensley. Henchly.
One moment, please.
Please hurry up, please. What is the time?
You may find out the time by dialing Meridian 71212.
Oh, for heaven's sake, I have no time to be dialing.
The number of Hensley Hospital is Butterfield 89970.
Hensley Hospital.
Hensley Hospital?
Nurses registry.
What is it that you want to speak to?
I want the nurses registry at once. I want a trained nurse. I want to hire her immediately for the night.
I see. What is the nature of the case, madam?
Nerves. I, I'm very nervous. I need soothing and companionship. You see, my husband is away now.
Have you been recommended to use by any doctor in particular, madam?
No, but I really don't see why all this is necessary. I want to train a nurse. I want a patient in your hospital 2 years ago, and after all, I do expect to pay this person for attending me.
We quite understand that, madam. But these are war times, you know. Registered nurses are very scared. This know, and our superintendent has asked us to send people out only on cases where the physician in charge feels it is absolutely necessary.
Well, it is absolutely necessary. I'm a sick woman. I'm very upset. Very. And tonight I overheard a telephone conversation that upset me dreadfully. A woman is going to be killed when a train crosses a bridge. In fact, if someone doesn't come at once, I'm afraid I'll go out of my mind.
Well, I'll speak to Miss Phillips as soon as she comes in. And what is your name, madam?
Miss Phillips, when do you expect her to come in?
I really couldn't see. She went out to supper at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock? But it's not 11 yet. Oh my clock has stopped. I thought it was running down. What time is it?
Just 15 minutes past 11.
What was
What was that, madam?
that? That click just now in my home telephone. It's though someone has lifted the receiver of the who of the extension telephone downstairs.
I didn't hear it, madam. Know about this nerve.
I did. There's someone in this house. Someone's upstairs in the kitchen, and they're listening to me now. I won't be I won't be here. I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. And they'll think. But if I don't call, someone know well, there's still some there. We heal in no time. I've got to talk to that operator.
Your call, please.
Operator. I'm in desperate trouble.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. Please speak louder.
I don't dare to speak louder. There's someone listening. Can you hear me now?
I'm sorry.
But you got to hear me. Please. Please. You need to help me. There's someone in this house. Someone. Someone who's going to murder me and got to get in touch with me. There it is. Did you hear it? Did you hear it? He's putting it down. He's putting down the station. He's coming up. Give me the police department, please.
One moment, please. I will connect you.
Oh God, no! Please, hurry! Hurry! Oh, no! No, please!
Police Department Precinct 53. Sir Martin speaking.
Police department. Sorry, it's the wrong number. Don't worry, everything's okay.
Tiga.
Nah, oh, while things did not turn out too well for Mrs. Stevenson, fortunately, the author of tonight's tale spared you the embarrassment of including a song performed by a producer wife. Mr. Stevenson, by the way, did not completely escape justice. He moved to California with his secretary, Mars, where he had won a seat on the San Diego City Council. Sorry, wrong number. Was originally produced and broadcast live by Columbia Broadcasting on May 25, 1943, starring the legendary actress of the Legitimate Theater, Miss Agnes Moorehead.